It's the Margins on the Margins.
Bro, what up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT. That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan the Man. I got my boy EIG in the building.
Yeah. What up? What up?
Yeah, and on today, we just coming to y'all with another great conversation piece. We just want y'all to join into the conversation with us, regardless of where you at. You listen on your phone, on your TV, in your car, or you at work, and you got one of your earplugs in your ear and the other one out so you can hear what everything is going on. But yeah, so join in with us today on the convo. And before we get into this great conversation that we got today, I want to give a couple of shout outs. You know what I'm saying? So but before further ado, I'm gonna let EI go first because he been kind of aggressive on the shout outs. So I'm gonna
I
let him
don't
go
play.
first, and then
I don't play no games, man.
I'll let him jump in there, man, and go and get to it, man.
Hey, man. Shout out to the viewers, to the listeners, the supporters, anybody commenting, liking, not liking, whatever any interaction you got with us. Hey,
Oh
we
yeah,
appreciate it. And so, big shout out to the RMT family, man, and y'all support. Thank
yeah,
y'all. But on another note, today's shout out, man. I want to give a shout out to the class of 2023, man. We got some seniors
oh
that's
yeah.
going to be graduating this year in
Mm-hmm.
23. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yep.
the MJ numbers.
Yes,
So,
sir.
hey, that's special. So, shout out to
Mhm.
all the young ladies, young men that's about to graduate and start the next chapter of your life.
Yes,
Just keep
sir.
going, keep going, keep going. Do
Oh yeah.
you.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
shout outs, bruh.
Oh yeah, man. Huge shout out to all of the graduates of 2023. Oh yeah. And so, man, I'm gonna give a quick shout out, man, before we jump into this conversation. So, man, my quick shout out is man, I can't shout them out enough, and I can't thank them enough as my little family, my wife and my two beautiful daughters, putting up with me, putting the time in on this thing, the sacrificing, even when I get frustrated, they still there rocking with the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what's up.
Big shout out to my little family, man, and thank you, listeners, for tuning in. So, um, let's go ahead and get into this. And this is from another request from our listeners.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's go.
request from our listeners. And today we're gonna talk about how long does it take to know if she's the one.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. How long does it take to know if she's the one?
Mm.
Doc.
How do you know, bruh?
Man, how do you know?
Mm.
Listen, it's and and me personally, I'm gonna give it to y'all raw. Even for the younger people, the older people, y'all should have been through y'all trials and tribulations. But this right here is gonna be geared towards the younger guys or the guys that's looking forward to getting married. And so it might be a lot of spiritual principles in here. And so I'm just let y'all know off top. That's how it's gonna be. But man, let's go ahead and get into it because how you know that she's the one, man.
Mm.
Oh man.
Talk to me, Stan.
Oh man.
Talk to me, man.
After all the women that you've been talking to, all the nights that you know went out, man, all the sexual encounters you done had, and everybody want to know, man, when you know that she's the right one, you
Mm.
know, and you would think because of all of the TV shows, the movies, the narrative that's out here, like it's gonna be a light that's shining down from heaven, like ding, oh, she's the one.
Mm-hmm.
There was
Right.
everybody think that you gonna magically bump into him on the sidewalk, y'all eyes connect, and then it's gonna be happily ever after. That's how it work. Yeah, ain't that how it work, man? You just bump
Man,
into him,
hey,
and you gaze into her eyes, she gaze into your into your eyes, and bam, y'all in love for forever. Ain't that how it
man,
happened, man?
I see it all the time in the movies, man.
But we into reality. And so when
Woo.
it's into reality, it's a little bit different the way that you look at or you figure out, oh, okay, if this is the one. And to me personally, you know, you figuring out the one for you is gonna be different than for everybody else. because you looking at what's the one for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Not the one for mama, not the one for daddy, auntie, grandma, friends, co-workers,
Mm-hmm.
homeboys, nobody but the one for you. And so, man, before
Mm-hmm.
I give my take on this, man, I'm gonna bring EIG in here. You know what I'm saying? And let him lay down the track. So EI, man,
Man.
give me your thoughts on, man. How do you know she the one? The
Mm,
one, man.
mm,
Yeah, I'm gonna throw
man.
you out there first. Go for
Mm.
it.
Hey, I'm ready though. I'm ready
I
though,
already
man.
know. I
So,
already know.
so you know, we can sit and say, how do we know when she's the one?
Yep.
Or how we know if she's the one, if she's the right one, is this the right, all those questions that's common with anybody or any man that's dating. You want to know. You want to know before we
Absolutely.
make big commitments, right? We want to make sure we ain't
Yep.
making the wrong step.
Yep.
But man, if I had to be real with y'all, just to
Be real. Come
from
with it.
from where I'm at and through my scope, man,
Uh-huh.
it's really not about how do we know if she's the right one,
Mm.
but how do you know that it's when will you know that you're ready? When do you know that you have capacity as a man
Mm-hmm.
because knowing, and what I mean by that, man, is knowing who you are as a man.
Right.
When I know who I am,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm whole before I try to step out and link up with a woman, when
Mm-hmm.
I'm self-confident, when I don't need certain things to make me feel like a man coming from a woman. All those things are nice, and that's no disrespect to the
Right.
ladies. But as men, you have to be whole going into this because
Yep.
then you can see clearly through all of the facades of any woman that is coming on some shadiness, if she is.
Yep.
You can see really like, oh, that's just not no, that won't work for me. No, I see this. Oh, no, that ain't gonna work. And the
Mm-hmm.
more we know ourselves, the more that we are okay, no matter if I'm with somebody or how could I put it, you know, not feeling like you have to have somebody.
Mm.
A lot of us we
Like
want
that.
that relationship just because we're single, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm single, I need me somebody,
Yep.
and I'm all for hooking up or not hooking up. It doesn't matter, but at the end of the
Right.
day, it really boils down to where my capacity is.
Mm-hmm.
How mature am I as a man?
Yep.
Because I got to think about things. There's things, man, that I've had to learn through years and growing and maturing, man, and doing things the wrong way to see that
Mm.
it was never the relationships that
Mm.
were the issue. It was never the women that was the issue. It was really just about how incomplete I was. And
Ooh.
so as men, we kind of project our insecurities through different ways, right?
Right.
We
Right.
want we want to control and mold, and I get it. That's one of the things that's popular going around talking, about
Right.
how the woman needs to be in check and this and that. And I'm not here to debate
Mm-hmm.
that. What I'm saying is in knowing myself and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that, hey, okay, I can be happy if I'm not with somebody. Or I
Yep.
can think I look good without somebody telling me that or without me posting 47 pics. You know what I'm saying? Posting them everywhere to see what the
Right.
reaction is.
Right.
Again, nothing wrong with that, but you can't
Uh-huh.
really decide what kind of woman is the one when you don't really know what's going on in your own kitchen. So
Yep.
I got to know if I'm not ready for commitment. I
Yep.
got to know as a man if, well, hey, I'm a jealous guy, so I probably shouldn't hook up with somebody who's free. She may want to step out in something real revealing,
Right.
and that
Yep.
may not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
It may not work for you because if I'm insecure, I mean, what you get back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we
Uh-huh.
don't control. We don't control them. We. I know everybody wants to control a woman, and men want to control. Women want to control men. Men want to control that whole controlling thing. We really just got to get away from, man. And
Mm-hmm.
we can't do that until we know ourselves, man. And that's being good on me.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Listen, man. One part that I'm gonna definitely piggyback on is the part that you said that you have to be whole as a man. And I think if you don't know who you are as a man, you don't know in different capacities how you are going to operate when stuff happen as a man. If you don't fully know those things, and then if you're not one with God as a man, I don't
Yeah.
think you should pull anybody in, and that's from personal experience. You know, being if you're not whole in those situations, if you're still growing as a man, if you pick somebody at that time, if you're growing as a man, you're gonna pick who you are before you grew into who you are. And then once you grow into who you are, that person that you pick might not be the person that you're compatible with because you was picking with your own eyes. You was picking on
Right.
the broken part of you. You was picking on
Right.
the incomplete part of you to fill those insecurities in you, to feel that sexual desire in you, to feel
Yeah.
that materialism side in you, and you
Yeah.
picked on the wrong terms. And so going into this thing, me personally, and picking somebody else, I think you need to pick the parts of you that need to be complete first before you go and try to pick somebody else. And
Yes.
the reason I said that, because I'm gonna put it kind of like this: if you got an NFL team, most of the time when the NFL team first start out, they got a general manager, they got an owner, they got someone that goes out there and pick the players and pick the coaches in order to make
Mm-hmm.
the team whole. So you got plenty of moving parts within that team. But
Mm-hmm.
if I got a bad general manager and he give me bad draft picks, I'm gonna have a bad team.
Yeah.
But if I get a good general manager, if I get a good coach in there, and I got some good pieces in there, I can kind of move things around in order to win.
You're right.
So you
Yeah.
got to have major parts of you that is whole before you go out here and try to say, I want to control a household, I want to raise
Man.
kids, I want to
Man.
lead this woman, I want to do all these things, and I'm not even whole, I'm not even fit to lead, I'm not even
Right.
fit to raise these children, I'm not even fit to be in those situations. Because if you looking at, I gotta learn, I gotta manage money, I got, when things happen that's bad, I got to take care of those things. And
Right.
I got to take care of those things with not being emotional. I can't run into problems and start crying.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm crying. You know what, man? Yeah, I know the other day the car broke down, man, and it was tough on me. I ain't know what to do. I started crying. I called my wife, I cried to her. I didn't know what to do,
Yeah.
you know, because when you start to have a family, start to have children, they look into you to put them in a situation that they'll be comfortable, they'll be secure, and uh, um, they'll feel that they're protected around daddy, and feel like
Mm-hmm.
they protected around their husband. So I'll
Right.
say, before we even get into choosing a woman, you need to make sure that you choose the best situation to get you where you need to be at,
Right.
and make sure that you pray to God that, like, God, send me the right woman, because that woman with the big breasts and the nice
Mm-hmm.
booty, the big booty,
Yes,
that's
sir.
bouncing
Yes,
around in
sir.
that sundress. She might
Wow.
she might be good for the flesh,
Yes,
but she might
sir.
not be good for your life.
Yep.
The one that had them lips that did that special kind of thing, you like, and you like, oh man, I gotta I gotta keep up. I gotta
Yes,
keep
sir.
up, because
Yes,
she good
sir.
for the flesh, but she not good for what you need to do in the future that's going to be compatible, to be the
Right.
helpmate to build down the road. And so, man, my bad. I know I
No,
went a little long, EI,
oh no,
on that,
man.
but I just want to make sure that I explained it before we go on to the next part about how serious it is for you to have yourself together, for you to have that relationship with God, for you to be able to have those skills. Do I got to say, now, let me say this: do you have to be perfect in every area? No, you don't have to be perfect in every area, but you need to be whole. And let me
Yeah.
explain that. Being being whole is that you are okay and you are confident in the decisions that you make and the way that you move. That's being whole. Now, you're not gonna be perfect at nothing because nobody's perfect. So
Right.
when you start to encounter a situation as a husband, as a father, you never did that
Mhm.
before. But if you got some of your basic, if you got basic skills, if I got basic
Mhm.
math skills and I go buy something with money, I got those basic math skills. I know how to add and subtract, so I could pretty much come up with how much I'm gonna spend, how much I'm gonna budget because I got them basic skills. So when you have those basic skills, you can always improve when you're a husband. You can always improve when you're a father, but you got to
Yeah.
have those basic skills first. They don't have to be perfect, but you need to have those basic skills going into this. So yeah, I get some of this, man, because
Hey,
I'm
I'm soaking it all in, man. But I could hear somebody probably saying, "Well, look, man, yeah, in an ideal world, yeah, I need to be whole, and before I go do get with somebody, I need to make sure I'm right." But
right.
realistically, we most of us are already dibbling and dabbling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
go there.
most of us are already there, and so we do need maybe direction or advice or input on how to know something. And there's two things that I could point out to you about a woman. Can't tell you that she's the one for you because that's only a you choice,
Right.
but I could tell you if you got a good one. With these two
Okay.
things here, man. First
Go
one,
for it.
first one is if you've been with a woman and she has allowed you to grow, to
Mm,
fall,
mm,
make mistakes,
mm.
good times, and she was there and never attacked you when you were vulnerable through all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm,
never it came way below the belt where it would, tear a man down, pull on that
mhm.
pride. If she allowed you to be a man, even in seeing sometimes that maybe, brother, you're wrong. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
Brother, you tripping.
Right.
But she was just still a woman, which you still never stopped loving. Maybe she didn't, maybe I was into it. Maybe it was hot, but she never attacked you there. She
Mhm.
never just just kicked you while you was down. That's one sign of a good woman. That's rare.
Mm. That's
That's
right.
rare.
Yep. 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 Come
And
on with that.
secondly, point number two, and that, we could go on and on, but this second one, man, is if you've been
Mhm.
with her and you've seen her come into pressure,
Yep.
or you've seen her go through the bad times with you right
Yep.
there. I mean, y'all together, because in those moments, whatever's ugly is coming out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever's negative that we want to say or whatever we want to call and judge women about, but that pressure is going to bring all of that out. And if you
Yep.
saw that in that pressure, no, she wasn't uh some perfect saint. No, nobody is. But you
Yep.
saw that she stuck with you. You
Uh-huh.
saw that she didn't do something that messed up the relationship for the rest of its, duration. She didn't do
Mhm.
something that violated you so cold blooded. You know what I mean? That you,
Mhm.
you saw her go through that and come out still shining, still looking angelic, still
Mhm.
loving you,
Right. Right.
man. That right there, you can see those two things in a woman. Hey,
Right.
I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but I'm trying to tell you,
That's good.
hold on. So,
Mhm. Yeah. Oh man, that was definitely good. Two great pointers that you pointed out, and I want to piggyback on the back of one of both of them was great points, but I want to just on this one is like on the pressure point. One thing about pressure is like whenever something is tight and you squeeze it, if it's a whatever, if it's a container, if it's
mhm,
a anything that you put pressure on, whatever's in the inside is gonna come out. It's gonna
right,
come out.
right,
Whatever's in the inside of it. If it's a bottle, it's some content inside of that bottle. It's liquid or it's solid. If you squeeze it tight enough, it's gonna come out.
yep,
And within those times when pressure is around, when problems is around, y'all back against the wall, that true character will come out. And from that point, you have to make a choice. If that's the type of person that I want to deal with when times is critical, you know, is she nasty? Is she spitting out venom? Is, because sometimes they can get mad because of the time and be like, you know what, baby, I was sorry what I said or what I did, at that time,
Right.
but if it's constant bringing it back up, constant belittling you for, every little, and you can't do nothing right,
Right.
it ain't no grace there. Ain't no pat on the back, baby. It's gonna be okay,
Yeah.
Ain't no foot rub or nothing, Hey,
Yeah,
like,
man.
it but to each his own. It depends on what you're gonna like. We can get on here and both of us can talk till we blue in the face, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be your choice. And I say this is gonna be one of the most important choices in your life.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be one because it can make or break you. Because once you have children, that if it don't work out, it's gonna be that financial part there. And am I saying that you're gonna always pick right? I can't say that.
Right.
I can't say you're gonna always pick right. I can't say that, but I would say be cautious of what however you pick and however you do it. Be cautious of that. And when those situations arise, pay attention and take notes. Because um now yeah, tell me this, man. Most of the time history repeats itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was around you, the different situation that we encountered, you
Yeah.
know, I pretty much reacted the same way, And I, as I done got older, I done got a little better about different things, but the history of a person is gonna show you. So you're gonna have those patterns. And so
Right.
once you see those patterns, you need to
Mm.
watch.
That's good,
You need
man.
to watch and take
Yeah.
notes. Because those patterns, if you can see at the beginning how it was, and you can see, okay, nah, but she's trying to work on this. She's trying to work on that. I can
Yeah.
see it. That's something you can work with. But
Right.
man, man, a
Yeah.
contentious woman, a nagging woman. Oh
Mm.
my God.
Yeah, man.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hey, it's crazy out there, man. We as guys, we see something, we think we really want that. We see the
Yep.
patterns like you were pointing out. We see
Yep.
the red flags. We see the side effects like it show on a medicine bottle. You can tell, but
Yep.
we think we can change them. You know what I'm saying? We think, some good sex, she'll get right. We
Yep.
think, let me do some spending, she'll get right.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean that. But that just means, hey, I don't know me. I go after, I pursue her with that, and then when she shows me, now I'm mad. Now I'm
Yep.
stressed. Now we fighting. Now all kind of things go on when
Mm-hmm.
we knew from the get. And we
Exactly.
can never change nobody. And if we know that,
Can't.
look at it for
Yep.
what it is. Oh man.
That's
We
good.
be we be getting hypnotized, man. You know what I mean? The Pied Piper, man. Be pulling us
Hey
in.
man.
So hey.
Hey, don't no, what was that? BBD? Did they tell y'all, man? Don't trust a
Boy,
big butt and smile.
man.
Hey, they done told you. Yeah.
Hey, be
Hey, Adam.
careful,
Adam said it. Then what Adam said? It's this woman you gave me.
man. Adam done turn. Hey, he done turn on her, boy.
Oh, but
Man,
man, I'm just joking around a little bit, but you know, man, it's tough, especially especially when you already out here engaging in sexual activity, you know, and especially if been with multiple women, you know, that connection, man, is like once you the thing about me, like even though you might have been with multiple women,
yeah.
when it comes to her, it's gonna hit a little different.
Oh
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You're gonna wonder why I can hang with her, but I ain't got necessarily have sex. I just like being around her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You be like, dang, I went over there, I chill with her. I ain't even hit this time. You know what I'm saying? It'll be
Yeah.
getting to that point where you just want to chill and you just want to do things for for her. You know,
Yeah.
like you ain't never you'll start making sacrifices for her that you ain't made sacrifices for nobody else. You know, no
Hmm.
other female. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You be like, dang man, shoot, man, I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and do this, But
Hmm.
I would say, man, it's it's gonna be your own experience.
Right.
It's gonna be your own experience, and it's gonna have to be, a choice that you. And I know this is an unpopular thing about getting married nowadays. Everybody be like, I can make my own money, I can do this, I don't need that. That's and to each his own. If that's what y'all want to do, or whatever. But
Hmm.
just from my perspective, I've been married for 17 years now, and so
Woo.
I went that direction. That's how my parents did it. That's how I did it. But I'm not saying anybody else that's what you should do. That's what you shouldn't do. I'm just
Right.
saying when you're making that choice, make sure that this gonna be a big decision that you make in your life. It's not going out and financing a car. It's not financing a house. You know,
Right.
you can sell all those things and get your money back. But one thing
Hmm.
about being in a relationship, you'll never get that time back. You know, you never get that money back that you spent, and even that emotional tie that you have to cut. Sometimes it might take longer
Right.
years to cut that, once you get that. Some people go crazy. Some people even delete people, take people out, you know, because they don't want to be with them. Hey,
Yep.
I grown up, I got my money, I don't want to be with you no more. That's why it's so important to make sure that you pray about it, and make sure you get the right, even if you want to get some counseling before you get married. And if you're
Yeah.
gonna talk to married people, this just some advice from me. Talk to somebody that a married couple that's happily married,
Hmm.
that have been through a few things and still together happy. Not
Yeah.
somebody that's bitter and being together because they don't think they can get nobody else.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't get, I'm just with them till the kids get this age. Or I'm just with them because of this.
Yeah.
So that's just staying the man advice, but you can get some professional opinions, man. But this just me and EI opinions and our thoughts,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but check this out, man. It's a little warm in here, man. I'm finna get out
Hey,
the interstate, man. Let the windows down, man. Let the top back too.
let the
I'm
top
make
back,
this left
man.
over here, man. The EI's corner.
Hey, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Hollering at your boy back at the corner again. Now, look,
Yes,
we ain't gonna
sir.
hold up traffic, so I'm gonna make it quick. All right.
Yes, sir.
Shout out again to the listeners and the viewers once again. And
Oh
y'all
yeah.
know how we got to start this. Okay. If y'all can
Oh
just
man.
ignore any expression and any sound you hear from Standing Man right
Here
now.
we
Okay.
go, man.
Because we about to represent the black and yellow, baby. Let's go. Still a nation. If you're out there, holler at me. Fool with me, man. Over here on the RMT side. Now that
Mm-mm.
we got that out the way, man, Standing Man. Look,
What's up?
I saw a deal, man, an article talking
Uh-huh.
about a fourth grader that had tattoos, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, real quick, how you feel about that, man? I mean, a
About
fourth grader tatted up.
fourth grade to tatted up. Man, I don't think I'm gonna say this, man. It's gonna be unpopular. I don't
Yeah.
think that you shouldn't get a tattoo until you able to make that decision yourself. You able to pay for it and to make that decision that yourself, because
Okay.
that's gonna be something that's gonna be there for the rest of your life. And as a child, your brain is not developed enough to me in the fourth grade to make a
Right.
lifelong decision like that. So that's my
This is,
opinion on there.
hey, that's real.
Straightforward.
That's
Yeah.
real. That's real, man. Hey, straight to the point. I think that too, though, man. It's like definitely my kids. Nobody would be getting tatted in the fourth grade.
Right.
But one thing we have to be careful of is just like you say, you're not adults. So without being adults, man, it's gonna be stereotypes that come. You may be a sixth
Yep.
grader that just wanted to do a tattoo because it was trendy, but now
Yep.
you're looked at from law enforcement as a threat. Maybe you're looked at by somebody else some kind of way. Who knows?
Yep.
I ain't getting into all the other stuff. We know where it goes, but
Right.
Fourth grade, nah, that's too much for me, man. So
Right.
just to keep it moving, man. I saw another clip, man, about a church having service,
Mhm.
and I think it was like 3 or 4 guys, man, walked in strapped,
Mm.
sat down back there, and they noticed the pastor was up preaching or talking, and he noticed something was off, And I
Right.
think maybe somebody saw that one of them had a gun on him, or he dropped it, or whatever. I don't want to get the details wrong, but man, I commend that pastor for staying calm. He kept the congregation calm. He prayed for these guys too, man. Walked up to
Mhm.
them and was just like, "Hey, who sent y'all? Blah blah blah. Let me pray for you." And they'd already
Mhm.
called the authorities, which that's smart too. All right, now I
Right.
don't. Let's not be so deep and so spiritual that we
Yeah.
don't use wisdom and use some everyday
Exactly.
common sense to
There
get
you
law
go.
enforcement up in there.
There
So
you
shout
go.
out to that pastor for using both of those, man. I
Oh
like
yeah.
seeing that. And
Oh
last
yeah.
but not least, man, hey, again, when okay? I don't know how to explain that, but for the right one, when there'll be no more doubt there. There'll be no more fear there. There'll be nobody that you really have to go and maybe get counsel from. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it's time, ain't
Mhm.
gonna be no doubt. So, hey, man,
Already.
appreciate y'all stopping through hollering at me at the corner, man. Back to you, Stan.
Oh yeah, man. That's all I got. I just appreciate y'all for joining in with us today. And if you want to holler at us after this, or you want to listen to us after this, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify. Also, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and especially right here on YouTube. Let's show us some love. RMT Real Men Talk Podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
comment, subscribe. Holler
Go.
at us, man. We appreciate all the likes, all the support that y'all been giving us. Y'all the support has been tremendous, and we'll appreciate that.
Thank
So
you.
thank you, listeners, and everything. And on that note, man, we'll see y'all next week.
It's Lamar on the
Peace.
beat.
Yes, sir.